As Gautama Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection today." We delve into a timeless lesson that resonates deeply with the essence of Zen philosophy, the importance of focusing on oneself. In a world often consumed by the pursuit of external validation and comparison, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of nurturing our own well-being. Join us as we explore the transformative power of turning our attention inward, embracing self-awareness, and cultivating a deeper connection with ourselves. Through practical insights and timeless wisdom, we'll discover how prioritizing our own journey can lead to profound shifts in our lives, ultimately guiding us towards greater peace, happiness, and fulfillment. The illusion of external validation. In our society, there's a prevalent belief that our worth is determined by external validation, by how others perceive us, approve of us, or acknowledge our accomplishments. From social media likes to praise from colleagues, we're conditioned to seek validation from external sources as a measure of our success and happiness. However, what we often fail to realize is the transient nature of this validation. It's like chasing after a fleeting mirage in the desert. No matter how much we pursue it, it's never truly fulfilling. External validation is inherently limited in its ability to provide lasting happiness, because it's dependent on factors outside of our control. The approval of others can fluctuate based on their moods, biases, or circumstances. What one person admires, another might criticize. Thus, tethering our self-worth to external validation becomes a precarious balancing act, leaving us vulnerable to the whims of others and perpetuating a cycle of seeking validation to feel validated. But what if we shifted our focus inward? What if we embraced the concept of self-reliance and internal validation? This is where the true power lies, in recognizing our inherent worthiness independent of external opinions or accolades. Self-reliance means trusting in our own judgment, intuition, and abilities. It's about cultivating a deep sense of self-awareness and confidence that isn't contingent on external validation. Internal validation comes from aligning with our values, pursuing our passions, and honoring our authenticity. It's about finding fulfillment from within rather than seeking it from external sources. When we prioritize internal validation, we free ourselves from the shackles of seeking approval from others. We no longer measure our worth by external standards, but by the strength of our character, the authenticity of our actions, and the alignment with our true selves. So let us liberate ourselves from the illusion of external validation and embrace the empowering journey of self-reliance and internal validation. By focusing on ourselves and cultivating a deeper connection with our inner being, we can discover a reservoir of strength, resilience, and happiness that is truly boundless. Cultivating self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of the journey of self-discovery, a lantern guiding us through the labyrinth of our innermost thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. It's the ability to observe ourselves without judgment, to recognize our patterns, triggers, and motivations with clarity and compassion. Without self-awareness, we are like ships adrift at sea, tossed about by the currents of life, without a rudder to guide us. Mindfulness exercises and meditation techniques offer powerful tools for cultivating self-awareness. Through mindfulness, we learn to anchor our awareness in the present moment, tuning into the sensations of our breath, the rhythm of our heartbeat, and the sensations in our body. In this state of mindful awareness, we become attuned to the fluctuations of our mind, its incessant chatter, its fleeting emotions, its habitual tendencies. With practice, we develop the capacity to observe these mental phenomena without getting entangled in them, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves. One mindfulness exercise to enhance self-awareness is the body scan meditation. In this practice, we systematically bring our attention to different parts of the body, noticing any sensations, tensions, or discomfort. By scanning through the body with mindful awareness, we cultivate a deeper connection with our physical and emotional experiences, uncovering layers of unconscious tension or resistance. Personal anecdotes or examples can illustrate the transformative power of self-awareness. For instance, imagine a person who struggles with anxiety, a constant undercurrent of worry and apprehension coloring their every experience. Through the practice of mindfulness, they begin to observe the patterns of their mind with curiosity and compassion. They notice a tightness in their chest, the racing thoughts, the habitual tendency to catastrophize future events. With each moment of mindful awareness, they create a space of presence and acceptance, allowing the waves of anxiety to ebb and flow without resistance. Over time, they develop a greater sense of calm and equanimity, no longer defined by their anxiety, but empowered by their ability to navigate it with mindfulness and self-awareness. Embracing impermanence. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence, known as anicca, lies at the heart of the teachings. It reminds us that all phenomena are thoughts, emotions, relationships, and even life itself are subject to constant change. Nothing in this world is permanent or immutable, everything is in a state of flux. Embracing impermanence is not about resigning ourselves to a nihilistic worldview, but rather acknowledging the ever-changing nature of existence and learning to find peace within the midst of it. When we focus on ourselves, embracing impermanence becomes a profound practice. It invites us to let go of attachments to fixed identities or outcomes, recognizing that who we are and what we experience is in a perpetual state of transformation. By loosening our grip on the illusion of permanence, we create space for growth, evolution, and renewal within ourselves. Encouraging viewers to accept change and impermanence as natural aspects of life is a gentle invitation to release resistance and surrender to the flow of existence. Just as the seasons change and the tides ebb and flow, our lives are characterized by cycles of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. When we resist change, clinging to the familiar and fearing the unknown, we suffer. But when we embrace impermanence with an open heart and a spirit of curiosity, we discover the beauty and richness of life's ever-changing tapestry. Embracing impermanence can lead to greater inner peace and contentment by freeing us from the tyranny of expectations and the burden of regret. When we accept that everything is impermanent, we become less attached to outcomes and more present to the beauty of each moment. We learn to savor the fleeting joys, knowing that they too shall pass, and to navigate the inevitable challenges with grace and resilience. Moreover, embracing impermanence allows us to cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude for the preciousness of life. When we recognize the impermanence of all that we hold dear, the beauty of a sunset, the warmth of a loved one's embrace, the fleetingness of youth, we cherish these moments with greater intensity and reverence. In this way, impermanence becomes not a source of fear or despair, but a gateway to profound gratitude, wisdom, and liberation. Letting go of comparison. Comparing ourselves to others is a common trap that many fall into, often without even realizing the detrimental effects it can have on our well-being. In a world inundated with social media and unrealistic standards of success and beauty, it's all too easy to measure our worth against the seemingly perfect lives of others. However, this constant comparison only serves to fuel feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and unworthiness. The harmful effects of comparison are manifold. It erodes our self-esteem as we constantly find ourselves falling short in comparison to others. It breeds envy and resentment as we begrudge others for their successes or blessings. It diminishes our sense of gratitude as we become fixated on what we lack rather than appreciating what we have. Ultimately, comparison robs us of our joy, our peace of mind, and our ability to fully embrace ourselves and our journey. To let go of comparison, we must first cultivate a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for our own unique gifts, talents, and experiences. Practicing gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a deep sense of contentment and abundance. By acknowledging and celebrating our own strengths and blessings, we diminish the need to compare ourselves to others. Another strategy for letting go of comparison is to focus on personal growth and self-improvement. Rather than measuring ourselves against the achievements of others, we can direct our energy towards becoming the best version of ourselves. Setting personal goals, cultivating new skills, and challenging ourselves to grow and evolve empowers us to create our own path, independent of external benchmarks or expectations. It's important to recognize that each individual's journey is unique and incomparable. We all have our own set of circumstances, challenges, and triumphs that shape who we are and where we're headed. Comparing ourselves to others is not only futile but also unfair to ourselves and to those we compare ourselves to. Our worth is not determined by how we stack up against others, but by the authenticity and integrity with which we live our own lives. Nurturing self-compassion. Self-compassion is a gentle bond that soothes our wounds, the warm embrace that comforts us in times of struggle. It's the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and empathy that we would offer to a dear friend facing a challenge. In a world that often prioritizes productivity over self-care and criticizes vulnerability as weakness, cultivating self-compassion is a radical act of self-love and acceptance. At its core, self-compassion is essential for fostering self-acceptance and resilience. When we extend compassion to ourselves, we acknowledge our inherent worthiness and embrace our humanity, flaws, mistakes, and all. Instead of harshly judging ourselves for our perceived shortcomings or failures, we offer ourselves grace and forgiveness, recognizing that we are doing the best we can with the resources and knowledge we have in any given moment. Practicing self-compassion involves three key elements: mindfulness, common humanity, and self-kindness. Mindfulness allows us to be present with our pain without exaggerating or suppressing it. Common humanity reminds us that suffering and imperfection are universal experiences, connecting us to others rather than isolating us. Self-kindness encourages us to speak to ourselves with warmth and understanding, just as we would to a loved one in distress. Practical steps to incorporate self-compassion into our daily lives include: mindful self-talk. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and challenge any self-critical or negative thoughts. Replace them with compassionate and affirming statements. For example, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure, try, I'm going through a tough time, but I'm learning and growing." Self-compassion break. When you notice yourself feeling stressed or overwhelmed, take a self-compassion break. Place your hand on your heart, take a few deep breaths, and silently repeat phrases like, "May I be kind to myself in this moment," or "May I give myself." Write a self-compassion letter. Write a letter to yourself from the perspective of a compassionate friend. Acknowledge your struggles, validate your feelings, and offer words of comfort and encouragement. Reading this letter can provide solace and remind you of your inherent worth. In conclusion, by prioritizing our own journey and focusing on ourselves, we unlock the door to profound self-discovery and transformation. The wisdom of Gautama Buddha reminds us that we deserve our love and affection just as much as anyone else. Embracing self-awareness, impermanence, and self-compassion, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, ultimately leading to greater peace, happiness, and fulfillment. Let us embark on this journey of self-discovery with open hearts, nurturing the flame of self-love and inner peace.